Hey Leah, all right, so we're going to be working into our final phase, which is the next 4 weeks of your program. So this week's going to be pretty interesting because I'm going to put together a lot of things that are going to sound really batshit crazy, but at the same time, it's going to make a lot of sense. So this week, what we're really going to focus on is actually rebuilding your mitochondria. So I stumbled upon a bunch of research, which I've been interested in for a really long time anyway, but like everything points in the right direction for you. So number one, if you cannot handle less than 100 grams of carbohydrates for glucose, your body at the mitochondria level, so inside the cells we have our mitochondria, which is like the powerhouse, which is how we convert ATP, turnover energy. Basically it is us. We are our mitochondria and how it functions. If you cannot handle less than 100 grams of carbs, the mitochondria is actually damaged. And I've been using that theory, and a lot of scientists, a lot of nutritionists for a very long time. The mitochondria can become damaged. Now, if you're starting to get like flu-like symptoms and like tired from just 150 grams of carbs, that is a total clue that the mitochondria is damaged. You should be able to function completely normally at 100 grams of carbs or less. Honestly, there's people on the keto diet that do 30 diet, and I'm not saying that's like, oh, you can't do this. It's just telling you that the mitochondria is damaged. It is. If you start to get like flu-like symptoms on 150 grams, tired, generally feeling lethargic, and the sleep is disrupted, that's mitochondria damage, 100%. So great, you're like, and if the mitochondria is damaged, it also relates 100% to how minerals, specifically iron and copper, are metabolized in the body, because again, those are energy. All right, so this is gonna all tie in, so just hang in with me there. So a couple things. Number one, I want you to see, so I know I texted you yesterday at 150 grams. I'm really gonna try to get you to 130. So the goal is by the time we're done at the end of 4 weeks, you're going to be at 100. A lot of aesthetic changes, you'll feel a lot better. Your body's going to stop being so much of a sugar burner. And at the end of 8 weeks, my goal is to switch you over to a fat burner. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to do this week is going to help you. Okay, so I wanted to tie it all together. So when the mitochondria is damaged, it's usually from a lot of bad light. So artificial lighting, you're in a school environment, you have those like LED bulbs, and like you've got a whole bunch of kids bringing in cell phones or people. It's a highly electromagnetic area with a lot of computers and all that shit. Number two, okay, metals. These are the two biggest things that can damage mitochondria. So metals that you probably don't even think that are in your lotions and your deodorant. So two types of deodorant are the only two that don't have any metals or parabens are these guys. This is just a crystal. It's like a salt crystal. And Tom's. Aluminum goes right in here. Every single freaking deodorant has like aluminum, metals, and all that crap. So if you're not using these two, switch over. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. It absorbs everything. So if you're sweating a lot, working out, doesn't even matter. You're putting this on once a day, 365 days a year. That's going to have an effect on how your body holds on to certain toxins and metals, and you won't be able to metabolize or absorb iron if you're already having way too much metal inside of the body. The body is to free that, so when you do take iron, you actually freaking absorb it and put it to use. If there's too much, your body's going to be like, hey, we're good. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So what else do you put on your body? So these should be like the only things you should use. This is just coconut oil. Straight up coconut oil for a moisturizer. You don't need anything else. If you're worried about what to put on your face, try like Avalon Organics. It's a natural line, or any organic thing that just says no parabens, no sulfates. Okay, again, that interrupts with metals. This is specifically about iron. I'm still coming back to that. That's the main thing here. So just tie that all together. So if you're not using that, you don't have to go buy coconut oil. You can just use the stuff that you cook. You can just rub it on your skin, and so you should really have like 3 products. That's it. The less products, the better. Like something for your whole body, which is coconut oil. You don't have to buy it. A natural thing for your face, and then deodorant. That's it. 3 things. Super easy. All right. So those are 2 things that can damage the mitochondria. the two biggest things to restore it are light from the sun and hot or cold detoxing. I went in this for your stress management, and it's so important that you do one or the other. So with light, what I'm talking about is straight up sun with no sunscreen on, with your eyes open, no filter at all, with as less clothes on as possible. I know that sounds really fucking weird, but even a tank top like today, outside for 10 minutes with no electronics. So just hang out outside. Again, I'm going to put this into a little game plan in a second. And last but not least, hot or cold. So I'm sure you've heard about like this red light saunas, and saunas are good for you. Cryotherapy, which is really cold ice, and for as long as time, when you go sit in a hot bath or a hot sauna, you feel better. And when you jump in a cold plunge, you're like, oh, you're reinvigorated. Your body actually shakes. It burns a lot of energy shaking, and it burns at the deepest cellular level, which is actually burning what's called BAT, which is brown adipose tissue. Then there's white adipose tissue, which is white adipose tissue. The only way to get that brown stuff, that deep fat, is to actually attack it with cold. All right? So let's put this into a big, huge system. So number one, we want to go into a pretty big, heavy detox this week. Getting in either hot or cold immersions, meaning hot bath, as hot as you can. I'm talking in your bathtub, up to here, with a hot towel around your face with like 6 cups of Epsom salt, and just sweat your ass off. If you don't want to do that, if your gym has a hot sauna, sit in that at the end of every workout. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can go for the cold route. That means at the end of your shower, just dial it down enough to where your body, the goosebumps rise. That's how you know there. And once you're there, then you start your 3 minutes, okay? You can just, I don't know, take like 30 deep breaths or 20. I don't care. Just start somewhere that is easy for you. It can be like, okay, don't even do that. Just go end of your shower, cold for 1 minute, or like 10 deep breaths. All right? You can try that. Either one, that will start at the cellular level, it's going to start rebuilding the mitochondria. So don't even think about you or your feelings or any of that stuff. I want you to think about your mitochondria at the deep level. We're restoring those guys. And once those guys get firing again and working together, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. And you'll notice that anxiety in general will start to come down. And I'll get into that in a second. And you don't have to do one every night. Sometimes I do just baths Monday through Friday. Or maybe I don't, I do them Saturday. Maybe for you, you might want to do the baths Saturday, Sunday, because you have time. Monday to Friday during the week, you're way too busy at night, you might be too tired, but I think the Epsom salts help you sleep really well. So you might want to do just a little bit of cold, or maybe after your workout, just take a cold shower. It feels awesome, it feels great, and you're going to be hot and sweaty anyway, so just do a hot one to cool off, and then the last of it, just a nice cold shower. All right, so next we go into the light component right here. So we want to be taking 10,000 IUs of D3. All right, so take your 10,000 IUs and go outside in the sun. The actual sun will help charge the D3, so your body will actually accept it. Again, what I'm telling you now will hit the fitness and health scene in 5 to 7 years, okay? So we want to be doing that, getting that natural sun in. Again, no sunscreen on your face. Last but not least, bad light. I went into this with my last video. Blue lights. Horrible. Probably the most damaging thing for mitochondria. So no tablets, no phone, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Whatever you have to do it on your phone so you don't have anxiety about it. Just fucking get it done. Don't sit in your bed and be like, I have to do this. Get it done and put it on the farthest side of your room. I mean, I would love it if it was outside of your room, but for this to be not so much like, oh my God, I have to do all this shit this week, just 30 minutes before bed, outside your room. It's that important. So in a small little routine, it's easy. Pick one or the other. What do you want to do? Hot or cold? You know this in your brain right now. You're like, I'm going to do maybe the cold for a minute. Cool, done. So that's what you do. Tomorrow, take a shower, cold. Light. D3, I believe you have this already. Make sure you're taking 10,000 natural sun. So when can you fit in like 5 minutes in your day to take in some natural sun? Can you do it in the morning? Can you wake up 5 minutes earlier just to take your D3, stand out there? This is part of your morning routine I talked about, and to just get it all in. Or maybe after your workout. Okay, but like optimal sun time is between 11 and 1. I know you're at school. If you can get outside and eat your lunch outside, or anything where you're just outside. Okay, you need to get that D3. It's imperative. It goes through your eyes, and your eyes control the melatonin off-on switch. So if you're looking at your phone before you go to bed, your body's saying, hey, I'm awake, and stimulating you. You want nice sleep, okay? And then that's pretty much it. We already talked about the blue light. So that's going in from a totally different angle and making sure that, over the course of the week, swap your shit out. Go on Amazon. I put the links in for you already. I took the guesswork out. It's really cheap shit anyway. So the key is we want to shut off those electrical magnetic fields that can totally throw off the metals that are in your body. I know this sounds so fucking weird, but just think about the basics. I mean, we are energy. So if you have a high dosage of metal in your body and you're you're getting blue light, that's just like turning those bad guys on. We want to get that shit out and get the vitamin D from the sun, and taking it will help charge that D3. So that's really what this week is about, okay? So it's really simple stuff. I put it in there. It's not any food related because you're still working on that stuff this week. Again, I'd really like to see you at 130 grams this week. While doing this, I think that you'll feel a lot better on 130 grams. Okay, so this week, after this, we get into the macros of it. So I will be getting into very specific macros the last 3 weeks, but this week is like the set point. Like putting all these things into play, which seems like a lot, but it's not at all, really. You're just getting some extra sun and turning your phone off and just taking a bath or some cold stuff. I'm not adding any time onto your life. You're just going to rearrange it. I do want you to carve out 5 minutes for natural sunlight. That's pretty much it. Everything else, you don't need to add any more time. If you have to wake up 5 minutes early, 5 minutes isn't going to kill you. Just get yourself outside, get that sun in. Even if it's dark out, there's still some sun getting through. Again, optimal. Or maybe that's too much for you. Maybe it's easier for you to just eat your lunch outside. Pick one of those things where you're going to be getting some sun. All right, so that's for this week. PDF is updated. I'll be checking in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then after that, the last 3 weeks, you really get into like the diet component of it. All right, I'll be talking to you this week. Enjoy this stuff. You have to review it again. If you have any questions, please text me tomorrow. I'll be very available to answer anything you want. All right, have a great day. Bye.